You need a moment to get up to speed here?
No, my apologies. I had this in my calendar as 10:30.
You're fine. I'm getting.
And here we go. Courtroom doors swing open, and the energy says, we're starting whether you're ready or not. Notice how the judge is polite but laser focused. That's your first clue this hearing is not a casual Monday morning chat. It's the opening scene of a long-running zoning saga.
My waterfowl aligned right now, so. All right, we're going to take up our zoning violation hearing. We're a couple minutes late, but nothing bad.
Two cases, two file numbers, same people. Yep, that's not a coincidence. When a judge starts stacking case files like episodes of a TV season, you know this property has a history. And in legal terms, multiple violations usually mean the township is done playing nice.
We have two zoning violation matters. They're closely related, but they've got two different file numbers. 251467 is a Fabius Township zoning violation against Mary Ann McLean. Allegations are from July 23rd of 2025. Then 251466 ON is also a zoning violation from Fabius Township.
Did you hear that? The judge literally says he's overly familiar with this property. Translation, this house has been in court more than some lawyers. Whenever a judge knows your property by heart, you're not just on the radar, you are the radar.
ON is also a zoning violation from Fabius Township. This has to do with a house and adjoining properties at 15271 Mooney Lake Road, Three Rivers. Mary Ann McLean is here. Her husband, Gary McLean, who also owns this property, is also present. Attorney Douglas Kum, zoning enforcement officer Douglas Kum is here on behalf of the township, as well as attorney Aaron Geschwent on behalf of Fabius Township. I'm familiar with this property. I'm dreading this. I'm overly familiar with this property. I had a recent landlord-tenant case that was very unpleasant regarding this property. It was in file 251599, and that involved Mary Ann McLean versus Colleen McPherson. And some of that, I think, precipitated the hearing that we have now. I've had several hearings in the past regarding this property. I had a small claims hearing in 2021, Nicole Miller versus Mary McLean. And that was 211320 SC, had to do with the defendant renting the upstairs of their home. Then I had another small claims case.
This is the moment everything crystallizes. They were told to stop renting out the extra unit, and they just kept doing it. Zoning laws are like speed limits. You can break them, but you can't pretend you didn't know. Quick question for you watching. Would you risk it if the apartment was this nice?
McLean versus Gibson, which, and another small claims, Tony Bresson. And I think I only had one landlord-tenant case. Anyway, the house is quite a nice house. It's a nice piece of property. And if I think I understand things, and you can enlighten me, Ms. Gishwin. There's the house, there's the upstairs, there's the basement level. There is also an outside building with, it's a barn that has actually a fully furnished apartment that has been subject to the rentals. The township previously told them you can't do this, and they continue to do it, which is what the allegation is. Ms. Geschwint, do you wish to speak to that?
Yes, John, I believe that is correct. I do have a report to admit from Mr. Kuhlman that does contain some photographs to support those allegations, as well as a report from his visits to the property to support those allegations.
All right, Mr. Kuhlman, why don't you come up to the witness stand and we'll put you under oath. You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
Would you have a seat and state your name for the record, please?
My name is Douglas Kum.
And Mr. Kuhlman, what's your employment?
I work for several municipalities in St. Joseph County and Cass County as a zoning administrator and code compliance officer.
And are you the code compliance officer and zoning administrator for Fabius Township?
Yes, I am.
All right. You issued 2 citations in the matter of Mary Ann McLean.
Yes, I did.
All right, Ms. Gishwant, you may inquire.
Thank you. Mr. Kuhlman, how did you become aware of the property located at 1527 Mooney Lake Road?
This case stems clear back from 2017 when I received a complaint from some individuals saying that they were.
Wait, 150 gallons of propane in a single month? That's not heating, that's hibernation level energy. Add the smell of diesel drifting through the space, and boom, we've officially crossed into unsafe living conditions. No wonder the zoning officer brought an administrative search warrant. When comfort and safety collide, the law steps in fast.
Renting an apartment in this accessory building, and that they were complaining about the conditions of the building, that they went through 150 gallons of propane in 1 month, and that they were smelling diesel fuel from the tractors in the adjacent portions of the building.
And based on your experience as a zoning administrator, what did those factors mean to you?
Well, the first issue at hand is zoning was established in St. Joe County with most municipalities between 1976 to 1979. Since the history of zoning in Fabius Township, zoning has never allowed for a second dwelling on a property. So this would constitute a second dwelling, which would have never been permitted in the township.
All right. And the address at 15271 Mooney Lake Road, is that in Fabius Township?
Yes, it is.
St. Joe County?
Yes, it is.
State of Michigan?
Yes, it is.
All right. Did you ultimately visit the property?
I did. I obtained an administrative search warrant from this court and did an administrative search warrant at the property.
All right. And
All right, now are we time forward? We're not in 2017. We're now discussing 2025.
No, I did an administrative search warrant in 2017.
All right,
as well.
so you're still at 17. Okay.
correct. All right. And did you become aware of the property owner at that time?
Yes.
All
Matter of
right.
fact, we met with Mary McLean and later met Mr. McLean in the house.
And Mary and Gary McLean are.
So inside the main house, things check out. Family members living in different levels is still considered one household, but that barn apartment, fully furnished, fully separate, and fully rented. Under zoning laws, that's the red line. And this hearing? It's about whether crossing that line was a mistake or a repeated choice.
The owners of the property,
Yes,
and you see them in court today?
yes, sitting right over here.
Let the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendants.
It may.
All right. So tell me what you, with your administrative search warrant, tell me what you saw in 2017.
So the administrative search warrant was for us being allowed on the property and into any buildings on the property. So we went into the first building, which was where the complainant was, found this conditioned space, by appearance, very nice. but again, not permitted. When we went into the main portion of the house, as the judge indicated, there's a basement area that their one daughter was living in. There was a second story that had a kitchen and a refrigerator, and their other daughter was living in there, and then they were living on the main portion of the house.
All right. And at that time, what actions did you take?
So we had long discussion with Mrs. McLean. The building inspector was present with me. It was our interpretation at that point in time, because these 2 floors were being occupied by their children, that was still a single family. However, the building out at the accessory that was being rented was not in compliance with the zoning ordinance. And the building inspector at that time, Randy Smaling, had indicated that the work that had been done, even if it was permitted, would not have met code. So upon our
All right, let me stop you. And I've seen the pictures then and now. They put in as you said, a nice apartment in the barn.
very nice.
Kitchen, bathroom, living space.
Yes.
Was it originally permitted to do that back in 2017 or whenever it was built?
No. And that's what is kind of the bone of contention. I did submit all these reports to the court, so I don't know whether you have it on your
I
office
do.
or not.
I do.
For you to. Easier to. Easier if we submit this, Aaron, as evidence.
The building permit certificate of occupancy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the building permit certificate of occupancy, is that a fair and accurate representation as you remember it?
This was information that was supplied to me by Mrs. McLean, yes.
Okay. Has this been modified or altered in any way?
The only change is I put red circles around the information that's, I think, relevant.
All right. Your Honor, let the record reflect, I'm handing a copy of that document to the defendant. And I move to admit this as plaintiff's 1.
Any objection?
There should be another copy of there.